A high-level U.S. visit to Vietnam followed by plans to send American naval vessels may herald a tougher American policy toward China in Asia's stickiest maritime sovereignty dispute. U.S. Defense Secretary James Mattis met in Vietnam last week with the host country's president, Tran Dai Quang, as well as the general secretary of its ruling Communist Party and the Vietnamese military counterpart. The U.S. Department of Defense website said they shared concerns about freedom of navigation and respect for international law, likely references to a six-way dispute over sovereignty of the South China Sea dominated by Beijing. 1A. U.S. aircraft carrier will call in Vietnam in March. Vietnam is the most outspoken rival claimant to China. The Mattis visit and the one by the aircraft carrier in March are intended to send a signal to China about its assertive behavior in the South China Sea, said Murray Hebert, Deputy Director of the Southeast Asia Program at the Center for Strategic and International Studies in Washington. The visits are part of a series of steps by Vietnam and the United States in recent years to bolster their political and security ties as China rises and steps up its activities in the South China Sea, he said. Brunei, Malaysia, the Philippines, Taiwan and Vietnam vie for control over all or parts of the 3.5 million square kilometer sea between Hong Kong and Borneo. They resent passage of Beijing's Coast Guard vessels and its landfilling of small islets for military installations, hallmarks of growing maritime control by Asia's chief military power. China claims about 90% of the sea. It cites historical records to document the claims. In mid-2016 a world arbitration court ruled at the request of the Philippines against the extent of the Chinese claim. China rejected the ruling but since then made peace with other claimants by offering aid, investment and joint marine research. Over the past year, China also built up 3 islets in the sea's Spratly Archipelago and 3 more in the Paracel chain, according to the Center for Strategic and International Studies Asia Maritime Transparency Initiative. Vietnam says the Paracels fall under its flag.